People like to joke around about steroids and how they make everything easier. But
your elbows look massive.
You look fucking massive, bro, in the comment now.
Welcome back to the channel. This is the Anomaly. Someone wanted to know if I competed, and I'm gonna go over the story of when I did compete. I won nationals in Malta. It was my first competition. I did nationals because of my first coach. He convinced me to compete, and I was interested, you know. And the thing is, when you compete, when you diet down to a certain level of body fat, your body post-competition blows up. It's such an anabolic phase because your body absorbs all the food that you're eating and it goes straight into the muscle. You put on the most size post-competition. So that's why I was interested in even competing. In Malta, I don't really see the point of competing here as much because we don't have as much exposure in terms of bodybuilding. And during that time, I didn't have any followers, I didn't have any money, no support from anyone. Pretty weird to step on a stage to compete with, like, I forgot how many people were on the stage with me, but it wasn't a lot. We just have gym bros and just people who don't really care about bodybuilding in general. No one takes it seriously. I have a few friends that are bodybuilders on the entire island with 500,000 people. There's only 2 guys that I know who are jacked. Fitness community is very small here, so I didn't really get much out of nationals. You know, I just wanted to compete to try it out, and I competed for that reason of blowing up post-competition. I gained a lot of muscle after nationals, and leading up to it, I was still working in the bank. I did my first show where I dieted down quite a ton. I was shredded. I had striations on my glutes. I had striations pretty much everywhere, feathering on my quads that looked like a shark fin, or what's it called?
Gills.
The gills, like they looked like gills. I looked crazy, you know. For my first competition, I was very lean. I got very lean very quick. We learned that my body loses weight in all places. It's not just because a lot of people have stubborn body parts. For example, they carry a lot of body fat on their lower back or their legs. Me, I spread my body fat everywhere. So when I go to compete again, I know that I'm gonna have an easier time than other people. The thing that I noticed after my first competition, and just during it as well, my legs were the first to lean out, and then my upper body leaned out a bit later. But my legs have a special look to them. They're always thin skin. I have very thin skin. We switched out chicken breast with white fish near the end. I forgot why exactly, but it has a small factor in looking a certain way, getting that grainy look. Because as you can imagine, it's a lot of work building up to the competition. A lot of diet changes, a lot of carb-loading, a lot of volume changes for the workouts. It was very difficult for me, I'm not gonna lie, because I was working customer care at a bank. I remember I was so tired and I was so dead all the time. Like, I could barely have energy to get in my car and go to work. I barely had energy to talk, to do anything. I felt absolute hell in the last few weeks when I was very shredded. You don't feel good when you're shredded. You don't feel good, but you look amazing. You look crazy. People will look at you and they start questioning how you're still alive. When you get to a certain body fat, my face shrunk, like my cheeks went in like a skeleton. You can see that I was suffering, you know. Everyone was looking at me and they respected that I was competing, even though I was still working a full-time job. My managers and everyone involved, they were happy to help me by letting me work from home because I could barely get in my car to even go to the office. The bank is a big building as well, so it's a lot of stairs, a lot of moving around, and you get to a point on prep when you do it seriously and you're very, very shredded. Some people aren't even capable of getting shredded, so a lot of people won't understand what it means to be on prep. But you get to a certain point where you're so weak that you don't know why you're alive almost. Like, it feels it's absolute hell. I remember I had to do around 45 minutes of cardio every single day. on barely any carbs or no carbs at all. I was suffering, but my body was shedding fat like a snake. I was just every single day I was losing weight, and I was still holding on to the muscle, which is what you're looking for when you're trying to bodybuild and compete. You need to lose as much body fat as possible and hold on to the muscle. But the thing about that is when you lose a lot of fat and you lose a lot of weight in general, you're gonna get flat. Competing is very complex. You need to learn how your body responds to carbs, what foods help your gut feel good, because you need to have a very healthy gut to do this, and what foods fill you up quick. I remember before the competition, we ate to carb up, because first you diet down a lot, because it takes like 10-11 weeks to get completely shredded. I remember we started a bit before, so it's easier on me. And I was on a diet for a long time, but essentially the goal is to lose weight every single week. And I remember we went from like 105 kilo down to 80 kilo. And when I was at 80 kilo, I looked like a skeleton. Skin. If you touch me, you cringe from how skinny I am almost. Like my skin was so thin, it was weird, you know. If you've seen someone in the gym who's competing, you know what I'm referring to. The skin, like the grainy statue look. I had that look. Obviously not as much muscle as now, but I was pretty shredded and I had veins everywhere. I looked freaky, I looked good, but I didn't feel good. So you're constantly lowering the food each week, and then you're gonna have some weeks you're gonna have no carbs at all. You're doing a lot of cardio, you're shedding as much body fat as possible, and you're feeling absolute hell. Your hunger is through the roof. You start looking at everything, you want to eat it and you can't. It's unhealthy for your brain. It doesn't feel good at all. Your body is not meant to get to that level of body fat. Being shredded is not healthy at all, you know. That's why people can't compete for too long, and that's why people retire. It's unhealthy on your brain, unhealthy on your body as well. And you get to a point where your body kind of goes into a survival mode state. My hunger was so crazy. I don't want to remember it again, because I like where I am now. But it was so crazy that like you start finding ways to make your food taste good, and just 200 grams of chicken, like just a piece of chicken, tasted like heaven, because you were so hungry, you were depriving yourself of food to get shredded. And I remember the green beans that I used to eat, heaven as well. And as much as possible, your brain, it tries to find ways to cheat. So you're constantly looking for sauces, looking for anything that can give you taste, like something to feel good with. And obviously that feeling is what you need to fight the whole prep. That's why a lot of people slip and they don't look as good on stage, because they don't really stick to the diet. They cannot fight those urges. So you need to have big balls and big mindset and big discipline to compete. So big respect to everyone at the top stages right now. They're doing insane work. Hopefully I will get there one day. We dieted down for so long, and then we carved up after the weigh-ins. I ate some Turkish food, fills me up really well, and I don't get fat. And even a burger, I ate a burger, I did not gain any water, it went straight into the muscle. Some people, they can't eat burgers because it might affect their gut, and it might also give them too much water the next day. So when they go to step on stage, instead of looking full and lean, they look full but watery. So they lose that lean look that they've tried to get dieting down up until the competition. So it's a very complex game. That's why you need a good coach, good genetics, and a good mindset. You need to stick to the diet. You need to have a good coach. You need to have good genetics. You need to have the mindset to keep pushing, because it gets actually depressing. It's very detrimental to your mental health. It's not fun at all, you know. Like some people, they just give up on even competing a week before, because it gets so hard on your brain and your body. They can't handle it anymore. They just give up on the competition. Even if they paid for the tickets, they don't compete. And it's not a joke, you know. There's not many bodybuilders that compete for a reason. People like to joke around about steroids and how they make everything easier, but they do not. The only thing they do is just accelerate your growth, and it isn't even considered a cheat code, because everyone uses gear when you bodybuild. There's a lot of people who use gear and they don't look like IFBB pros. To look like an IFBB pro, you need to have the balls to get there. And it takes hard work, it takes crazy work ethic. You need to be dialed in completely. No distractions, no parties, no alcohol, no smoking. You need to be fully dialed in to that one competition. And your goal is to win, so you need to be all in on it, so you're not wasting your time, your health, and your money on the entire prep, because prep costs money, especially the steroids if you're going the unnatural route. And we carved up with the burger. I had no stomach issues, I filled out, and I looked pretty good on stage. And I remember I won, I beat an IFBB Pro. It felt amazing, like the relief you get winning a show after weeks of dieting, no cheat meals, no enjoying life, nothing. It's just prep. I remember I used to sleep earlier just so I can wake up the next day and eat my next meal. I was so, because if you run out of meals during the day, you can't have another meal and you're going to be hungry. So you're forced to sleep earlier, so you wake up and you have another meal, and so you just feel good. You're torturing yourself to look a certain way. But yeah, the weeks leading up into prep, like dieting down, is the hardest part. Then when you start carving up, that's the fun. That's where the fun begins. That's where you start looking lean, full, and freaky in the gym. And on stage, obviously. It was absolute heaven. I remember everyone in the crowd was from the gym. So everyone who came to my local gym, like my friend group, they all came to see me. And my coach, I remember him jumping out of the chair and he was crying as well. It was funny. Like funny in a good way, like it's a golden moment. Steve was there. I have a picture with Steve. It's legendary. I need to find it.
Genau.
You see my face, how it's shriveled up.
Yeah, no, that was tough. Your eyebrows look massive.
My face just went in.
There we go.
It was good, like it was very.
How old were you then?
20. I was 20 years old.
And what did you were 84, you said?
And I was like 84 kilo here, yes. It was a cool experience. It was a very hard one, I'm not gonna lie. But I pushed through it, and like it taught me that you really need big balls to do certain things in life. It made me tougher, it made me stronger, and I came out on top at the end. But yeah, I won nationals, I felt good, Leading up to it was absolute hell. I came out on top. Now I'm just focusing on growing. I want to get bigger, stronger. Like I want to be double the size I was last time I competed, or triple, before I step on a stage. I want to bring my back up, my glutes, my calves, my hamstrings, triceps, shoulders, all around. I feel like I have too many weak points, and I'm not good enough to win a big show. So I want to be like a Greek statue, and it's going to take me time, but with your support, I will get there. You motivate me every single day. And thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for all the comments that I get, all the love. You mean everything to me right now. So I appreciate all of you. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching this one. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Code Anomaly if you want to support my grind. Bye-bye.